before the new season begins, piecing together the in-game hints and subtle changes, adding the files found by leakers, and interpreting the tweets sent out by Epic developers. Can we predict Season 7 content? Last season we did pretty damn well, predicting cowboy skins, zombies, a castle, the start of the war between the food companies, pets, bunkers opening up in Wailing Woods, and even the llama-headed character. So let's try it all over again for Season 7. You ready? Let's do this. We usually start with the story running through the loading screens, but Season 6 was different from the usual format. The Halloween theme basically showed us new skins in a variety of spooky fairy tale setups. As the weeks passed, the real event began when Kevin became powerful enough to summon the undead hordes. Once we defeated all those husks, we were given tranquility and even had a rave in the final week. Did I miss anything? Hang on, what the fridge magnet is that? Oh yeah, aimbot. In week 8, he landed, complete with parachute, and used his heads-up display to look around. But hold on there, cowboy, look at the map. It's our first hint towards Season 7 content. The map is flipped as we are on the reverse to it, but that area there is Flush Factory, and look south of that, something is approaching. This is when jumping in game can help us identify more. The first thing to note is the parachute is truly here, but I want to come back to that, if I may, and break down that logo very soon. First, we need to find out what unidentified object is out in the sea. At first I thought it was Spawn Island, but then we all looked a little closer and saw the cloud of snow growing in the distance. This, coupled with the fact that Aimbot has frozen coverings on his hands and feet, got me thinking. Everyone pretty much believes the snow biome will be added for Season 7. After all, they attempted to put it in last year, but they couldn't get the world to operate how they wanted. But in PvP, in Save the World, we had entire areas dedicated to frozen farms and snow-covered rolling hills. We even had a troll frozen underwater. To add to all this, leakers have found footstep sound effects in the snow from the latest Battle Royale update. So we're pretty certain we are getting snow, but whereabouts will it hit the island? Some people believe the entire map will be covered, but I don't think so. I think we'll get a biome, a small portion. Using the direction of the snowstorm, it's likely the lower corner of the map will be covered. Could that snow cloud be an iceberg? Time will tell, I suppose. Snobby Shores could become Snowy Shores, or maybe Flush Factory could even become Santa's little workshop. No! Let's add to this. Remember a few seasons back when Valkyrie was introduced sitting on a throne? That completely gave away the inclusion of a castle in Season 6, which appeared next to Haunted Hills. In the same way, the new Deep Freeze bundle has confirmed Ice Mountains. I visited all the mountain ranges attempting to find this exact spot in the picture. The closest was actually Pencil Mountain. That was a Freudian slur. Yeah, but there are mountains everywhere. Which one do you think will change? My money is on the one above yonder yard. Anyway, let's move on from snow. There's so much more to get through than that. Back over to the parachute aimbot left behind at Flush Factory. Let's break down the logo which is adorned upon it. This symbol, what do you see when you look at it? Well, it's jam-packed with references. First, the rhombus shapes around the edge. Hang on, is that a rhombus or a trapezoid? Someone help me. Does anybody know their 2D shapes? Anyway, those shapes replicate the shutters of a camera. This is used in movies and TV to suggest someone is watching. It's part of the Big Brother effect. Heck, there's even a TV show called Big Brother, which is all about voyeuristic tendencies and controlling another person's environment. Anyone who wants to know more about this phenomenon, a great place to start is the movie 1984. And it's also happening in real life in the EU right now. Look up Article 13, if I suddenly vanish overnight. I know what you're thinking, get to the point, Adam. Well, the symbol inside is the globe, showing that we are indeed being watched. And to compound this, the inclusion of ice symbolizes deep space. Putting all three elements together, we can surmise that we are being watched by an intergalactic satellite. Very interesting. Also note that Aimbot arrived via parachute instead of a glider or umbrella like we're used to. This links to space travel too, with the preferred method to bring shuttles back to Earth, cradled by a parachute. And the typical colours used for these parachutes? Red and white. Take Apollo 13 for instance. Alright, so there was a great deal of information to take in there, but the main theme I want to take from all of this is that we're being watched. Look at the loading screens featuring Aimbot. He's watching others in all of them. First he lands and uses his scouting advanced technology to survey the area. Next, he's watching the aftermath of Kevin the Cube at the old Loot Lake. And finally, he's at the end of season disco lurking in wait, ready for the call to action. I began looking into space robots, and one series of mechs linked to this theory perfectly. Have you seen the movie Elysium? It's a Matt Damon film, in which inhabitants of Earth are left to suffer whilst the upper classes live on a space station, kind of like a satellite orbiting the Earth. These people are protected by a police force of robots. These buggers are combat robots, great with a weapon in hand, but share the same physical structure of a man. In the film, these robots can be sent down to Earth below to keep the peace, or take down powerful rebel causes. In the story Elysium is borrowed from, the robots from the satellite come down to Earth to take any technology they deem worthy, kind of like those portals and perma-rifts. Segue! Speaking of those portals, we've all had fun warping around the woods. Well, those leakers have found files which suggest there's more to perma-rifts than travelling a few hundred meters. This photo from Superstar Beta, nice name dude, could be a clickbait Photoshop stitch, or it could show us that perma-rifts can take us to another area completely, and maybe another dimension. Maybe alternative realities. We know it's possible in this game world thanks to the butterfly event. By the way, if you want to watch all the live events back to back, I have a video for your troubles. This image also suggests another castle coming to Battle Royale. Further leaks from a chap called FORTNITE back this up, with assets that do look legitimate. Another castle in FORTNITE. I suppose that snow cloud could be an iceberg with a castle on top which smashes into the lower portion of the map. Okay, that sounds far-fetched, but I like it. In fact, when NASA tweeted about a perfectly flat piece of iceberg just doing its thing and floating around, FORTNITE actually tweeted back and asked if it was Kevin. Food for thought indeed. Oh, another segue, food. Let's mix things up and revisit our prediction from last season. We prophesized the inclusion of a food fight due to the sudden change at Tomato Temple, and the inclusion of this image depicting a Der Burger employee joining the Pizza Pit side. Well, not only were we right, congratulations if you predicted that too, this story doesn't look like ending anytime soon. Over season 6, the Der Burger restaurant officially went out of business, and in a last gasp attempt to stay in business, they took their grub on the road. But in their way stood the Pizza Pit crew, who also lost their home and now take to the streets. The two companies have been fighting all season with their trucks moving around the map,